I hope you are ready because we getting into it tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because like I was telling, we just talking a little while ago off camera. I'm hearing from my folks that you know that aren't that are single and stuff. They said it's rough out here. It's a tough game, but you got some experts here that's gonna be able to show y'all what's really going down when it comes to dating and all this good stuff. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's backtrack. As y'all know, if you haven't, if this is the first time watching Polka Dot Rabbit podcast, please follow, like, and subscribe, and also share. Please, 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 please. Rabbit podcast. We are here to uplift humanity as a whole. We're definitely here to assist and aid the melanated people on the planet that have um, got a raw deal for a couple hundred years. You know what I'm saying? So we're here to elevate, captivate, and motivate and all that good stuff. And I have some amazing individuals here that of course y'all know my co-host Melissa, and I'm sure I think remember Miss Monique, but we're gonna get out in a minute. If you haven't already, polka dot rabbit podcast.com, pick up my book by Cultural Living and Leaving the World of Illusions. I'm happy to say that the second book coming out, I'm not going to tell the title yet till I got it out, but the second book will be coming out in end of March, amongst a lot of other things that's going down here at the Polka Dot Rabbit podcast and your Brozo. That's it for me. I'm going to let these lovely ladies go ahead and introduce themselves. But go ahead.
Well, we're
Um,
going to get the guest. We'll do her last.
okay,
Just the
all right.
people who know me, I'm Melissa Lewis, owner, CEO, and owner of Reiki Services LLC. It's an integrative wellness center right in the city of Stonecrest, Georgia. But of course, we cover everyone. And we focus on the cultivation of the mind, body, and spirit. So, dealing with the physical, the mental, the emotional, the spiritual, the social, and the financial part we're adding. And so that's what we do. So always remember to just visit the website www.rekiservices.com. REKEE services.com. And I'm also a therapist with Comprehensive Family Care, which we have right now, the CEO and owner of Comprehensive Family Care, Miss Monique Knight. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you. I'm Monique Knight. Like you said, I'm the CEO and owner of Comprehensive Family Care. I have been a therapist for about 23 years, and I also have a book that's out. It's called The Secret Sauce, Creating a Marriage That Lasts. It's a workbook that you do with your significant other to help you determine if you have made a good choice and if you're really ready to go to the next level. So if you are booed up and you think you're ready, it's a good time to go ahead and get the book and start filling out those worksheets to determine if you've really made a good choice. So I have spent, the bulk of my adult life working to help people to, improve their businesses or improve their lives, to make decisions. And now I'm really focused on helping people to build and establish good relationships and successful marriages.
All right.
Yeah, that's a very important thing right now because like we were saying earlier, well, I heard they for the whole dating thing, I be watching these shows and women say they want to be independent, they don't need nobody, but at the same time they trying to get some men looking for things and they trying to go all across the world to find women that so it just sound like it's a lot going on, but sounds like you might have a good way to keep things a little bit simpler to to have a good relationship. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about you know you said the secret sauce. Yeah,
Yeah,
what is that? Yeah, could you kind of elaborate on that secret sauce?
And turn your
yeah,
mic up just a little bit, so we can hear you. We're gonna hear this wonderful information.
yeah. I'm not sure how to turn my mic
Oh,
up.
you're good. I can hear you.
Okay.
You're good. Good. Yeah.
Um, so the secret sauce is really an opportunity for people to start developing some skills.
Hmm.
Over the last, 20 years that I've been working with folks, I really think that relationships are about skills,
Mm-hmm.
and they require people to learn how to navigate contemporary relationships. And that's not something that most of us get real lessons in
Yeah.
anymore. It used to be a time where grandma taught you how to be a wife, and
Mm-hmm.
grandpa was teaching you how to be a husband, but that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
happen anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
really kind of since the 60s and 70s, we've lost a lot of that. And so this is a way of, regaining the knowledge base that we really have lost over the last few generations on how to successfully partner and
Yeah.
how to successfully be in a relationship.
It's interesting you say that because you like even dealing with y'all being therapists, like, people, in the melanated community, some people might, they just say, oh, I'll just go to the Lord, I pray and I'll be fine, or whatever the case may be. But as just like anything else, you know what I mean? There are resources,
Absolutely.
that people have, that can assist them, like mental health. I mean, if you sit down and talk to a therapist, what I'm saying, you'll start to get on that road of something that you don't know how to do, but somebody that knows what to do can help you get there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Exactly.
That sounds like there's no difference what we're talking about right now. You know what I mean? Dealing with
Absolutely.
relationships. Am I is that
Yeah, and I mean, we as an agency, Comprehensive Family Care, we have various clinicians who have specialties that include marriage and family, and sexual health, and coaching people through learning lots of different types of skills,
mhm.
and and we've kind of pulled all of our knowledge to offer to people an opportunity to really learn some of those fundamentals,
Mhm.
and um, it's been such a challenge, especially for Black folks, to keep our families together.
Yeah.
And that's one of the most expensive aspects of our community, is the loss of family. That's
Mhm.
our building block.
Yeah.
That's how we build wealth. Is we
Mhm.
need to learn how to run these marriages and these relationships like the businesses they've always been. These are partnerships. And we have lost a lot of that skill set. And it's time for us to really sit down and say, okay, I need to learn how to be a wife. I
Yeah.
need to learn how to be a husband. I need to
Learn.
practice.
Exactly. And I wanted
Yeah.
to add to that when she was saying a lot of the therapists that have different things that they offer, the marriage and family therapists, the sexual health, the things that I sort of incorporate even when I'm doing therapy, when I'm working with either couples or individuals who are trying to get something, I tell them first, women first, know your worth. If you don't know your worth, and that's when we go back to what you were saying, even when we were younger, know your worth, know the worth, how to be a
Mhm.
woman.
Mhm.
Communicate. Oh my God, I can just say the three things that we have issues with: communication,
Mhm.
intimacy,
Mhm.
financial.
Mm.
Mhm.
Okay, so communicate openly and remember to maintain your independence, but still be submissive. Learn the submission, learn the
Yeah.
dominant submission. Know that part of role, not saying that this is what you do, because people have a different way of looking at what a woman's role is.
Mhm.
What is in the position of that family. If a
Mhm.
person is able, say the woman is making more money, and the man decides, hey, you know what, I want to be home with the kids, you're still a
Mhm.
part of the family. If it's vice
Mhm.
versa, or if
Mhm.
it's both, whatever the dynamic of that family is,
Mhm.
let it nobody else tell you how to do it, but yet still don't, as a woman, always try. And as a woman, and I'm gonna say this, I don't know if I can say this the right way, but sometimes we have to shrink our penis, if you know what I mean.
Mhm.
Sometimes we have
Yeah.
to shrink
Yeah.
our penis. Stop.
Technically, it's already short of it though. Yeah.
Typically, yes. So that's what I say. I want to make sure I say it the right way. So
Yeah.
be open minded, and be open to be able to be submissive. Not always.
Yeah.
Sometimes we want the man to act, I want you to do this. Then let him be a man.
Uh,
Yeah.
And
you know,
this is just some of the things I know. Go ahead, Joe.
no, it's good because it's like just the statement that you said right there, and going back to what we were saying earlier, is about communication. Because if and this is kind of segue. I'm gonna go to you, Monique. Like just dating. Like if you have two people that just are sitting down, it seems like to me that a good foundation would be something with just something simple as communicating. This
Sure.
is what I want. This is what I expect. You know what I mean? Could you kind of talk about like some of the foundations of dating, some healthy foundations of dating?
Yeah. Well, before we even jump into dating, I think
Hmm.
that people have to be clear about what their values are
Hmm.
Yes.
and what it is that they believe,
Hmm.
because we take all of that into the dating situation, right? And
Hmm.
so, chapter one of my book is what is marriage to you?
Hmm.
And before you get into dating to find a partner, you got to figure
Hmm.
out what am I trying to partner into, right?
Hmm.
Right.
And do I see myself in a marriage where, like Melissa was saying, I'm the submissive wife and my husband is the head of the household. He's this alpha male and I am in submission to him. If that's what you want, you need to date a different way than the woman who's going in here like, she rapping this INDI, whatever it is, right?
Hmm.
Independence. And
Hmm.
she sees herself as, I want a partnership where we're 50-50 and we see each other as equals and no one is in submission. That's a
Hmm.
very different dating process than the woman who's looking for an alpha male that she's going to submit to. And so
Hmm.
I think that we first have to get real clear about why we're dating.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
All right. That's it.
what you out here in these streets for, honey? Because
Hmm.
until you know what you out here for, you don't know how to even fish for what you're looking for.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that's the first step, that especially for women. I think for men, they're a lot more clear about what it is they're looking for.
Hmm.
They may not always fish for that partner wisely,
Hmm.
but most of them have a better idea, at least, even if it's not realistic, if they're out here
Hmm.
looking for
Yeah.
this fantasy, they
Hmm.
have an idea of what they want. And so I think that everybody needs to date with intention based on what their values and their belief systems are, but they have to be clear about those things from the start.
Mm.
Yes. I totally
Yeah.
believe that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That makes perfect sense. Like just like anything else, you want to go get a car. Why you get what type of car you want?
Right,
Mhm.
Yeah,
right,
why you need it? You need it for the kids. You want to go fast. You know what I'm saying?
right.
So that I mean,
Mhm.
it makes perfect sense. So
Absolutely. And we out here shopping and buying cars, and we ain't even thought about what our budget is,
yeah.
or how much room we need, or nothing.
Hmm.
That's
So
true.
yeah,
Yeah. And to me, and I always say this a lot on the on a lot of shows. That's definitely when we talk about issues with the melanated people, and you kind of tapped on it earlier about like just culture and
mm,
lack of culture that we've lost in doing things like teaching people these type of things. I just see that over and over and over because it
mhm,
seems like to me that the way that we're influenced and taught is by the media, these crazy TV shows. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? And it's like they're teaching you the exact opposite
yeah,
and what how to be successful in anything, relationships, dating, anything. You know,
yeah,
you know. But so I'm gonna kind of jump forward a little bit because one of the main reasons why I even having this is because since you have this type of information of your book, your therapist, you actually have an event that's coming up. Um,
yes.
and could you kind of talk about what the event's about and what you're trying to accomplish with the event, and and just kind of go into that?
Yeah. So we decided that after working with single person after single person and couple after couple, hearing some of the horror stories and hearing some of the challenges, that we would put together kind of a boot camp. And in that boot camp, there over the course of 8 weeks, we're going to be instructing people on some of those fundamental skills that are necessary in order to successfully partner and be in a relationship. And then we're giving them opportunities to practice that with other singles on dates that we arrange, social activities that we put together. We're going to kind of coordinate opportunities for singles to interact in ways that helps them to practice the skills that we've taught them. And
Mm-hmm.
so, when we talk about communication, they're going to be able to sit across from another single person and practice those skills. When we
Mm-hmm.
talk about being authentic, we challenge them to really work through what it is that they really want and be honest. And, so there'll be lots of different opportunities for them to interact with other singles. And then we've structured it so that it's really economical and they spend less than they would if they were at the bar trying to pick up somebody,
Mm-hmm.
and they get the structure and the coaching to really build the skill set that we know leads to successful marriages.
Mm-hmm.
And
Wow.
one thing about that, what she's saying is we just encourage people to definitely be open minded when they come and be a
Yeah.
part of this boot camp. Be yourself. Stop pretending like you're anything else. Confidence and arrogance is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Confidence is attractive, arrogance is not. And
Mm.
so keep a positive attitude. Come in not with like, well, what is this? I'm trying to find yourself first. Find yourself first. Love yourself in as we already know, we reflect one another. So bring something that you would like to reflect and
Yeah.
enjoy the process. It's 8 weeks. Enjoy the process
Mm-hmm.
and just be patient. Whatever
Mm-hmm.
it is, and the activities that Monique has, they're all different environments. So you're gonna see everybody in every form. They're gonna be, isn't there gonna be hiking or something?
Yeah,
Or
there's going to be some physical stuff. There's going to be some romantic stuff. There's going to
Oh,
be some
dinner?
indoor sit down stuff, so
all
there's
right, fine.
lots of different spaces to really explore who you are as a dater, as well as who the other singles are that are involved in the boot camp. So yeah, this is not just an opportunity for you to come and be matched with
Mm-hmm.
somebody. We're not necessarily um, uh, hooking you up, but
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
if that happens, so be it.
So be it.
But um,
Look,
but
if it does happen, at least you have proper guidance to
That,
exactly,
there
hopefully
you go.
keep it
And it's
exactly,
keep
therapeutically
it
led.
moving.
It's right.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Therapeutically
yeah.
led. So it's not just somebody just talking off the
yeah,
cuff based on their own
Oh my
experiences.
God, man.
yeah,
So
I'm just tripping like for real, like right now, just because like, and it's cool because, I'm at the age now in which I realize that it's the best thing to just learn from people that know more than you. But daggone boy, if I would have had this, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Even something, even stuff like you talk about, even y'all being therapists, like being, imagine just being having proper therapy and guidance as a 9-year-old child. You know what I mean? And
absolutely,
you know what I mean throughout your life, and
absolutely.
and this is kind of interesting because it's kind of like you're starting over. Like you, you know what I mean? You're
hmm,
having this type of guidance. You've gone through all this trial and error, and had all if you're not, I guess if you're not married or happy, you had a lot of errors as far as
Hmm.
accomplishments, positive accomplishments. Um, but now you're in a position in which you know what you're looking for, and instead of you having to worry about the trial and error, you're being guided through the whole situation.
yeah,
What else can you ask more? Like, seriously, like, good gracious, man. Oof.
yeah. And a lot of this book came from talking to clients, and I'm thinking
Mhm.
back. I've been with my husband 20 years, right?
Mhm.
And but there are many things that I wish I had known how to do, would have
Yeah.
saved us a whole lot of stress and trauma. And I
Mhm.
wish he knew, that we weren't figuring out in the marriage. If he
Mhm.
came in, knowing some of the things that he's learned over the last 20 years and
Mhm.
vice
Mhm.
versa, you
Hmm.
know, um, we wouldn't have had some of the hurdles that we have had.
Yeah. Yeah.
And even though, yes, I'm not single, and yes, thankfully, I don't have to, manage apps and, you know,
Mm-hmm.
uh, be swiped and not swiped and all
Right.
of that
Right.
stuff.
Swipe to the left, swipe to the
Swipe or
right.
no swipe, and that's, I don't have to deal with none of that. But I do kind of have a lot of uh I've had a lot of ability to reflect on that from my clients' perspectives, and
Mm-hmm.
I've seen kind of how they have had to navigate things,
Right.
and I definitely have a lot of the research from that supports kind of the skills that we're talking about, and over the last 20 years, I have been able to practice those things, and I think that this generation of singles, even much less than my generation, uh, just has not had access to this knowledge.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
It's obviously the parent because the like I said, the pop culture, even just, I'm not even gonna say Main Street culture. I'm just talking about in our community. Nobody
yeah,
talks about this. Nobody
yeah,
No.
talks about this at all. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And it's interesting because you would think that something way more way worse than just talking about having building good relationships would be easier to talk about.
yeah,
Because people get, abused, they got all these different things, you know what I'm saying,
yeah,
in family, but we're just talking about trying to marry somebody and people don't want to take the resources or don't know that the resources are to do that, you know?
yeah,
It's amazing, but um,
A
what
lot of
I
people.
applaud you. Yeah, no, I applaud both of you. I applaud you for doing something like this because this is the day and time. Because all these people that are out there, they want
They
to have
want
somebody.
something.
Nobody wants to be lonely. Yeah, nobody wants to be. Well, I mean, I guess maybe some small
Some
percentage of
people.
people will be lonely, but most people don't want to be lonely. You know what I'm saying? They want to
yeah,
have somebody else, and to be able to have it done the right way. You know what I mean? That helps so much. Like I'm
yeah,
still learning now, you know, daily how to communicate, all this type of stuff. It never ends. The learning never ends.
And but I want to go back to, I remember one of the events that we had, and
Uh-huh.
we had a look. I can't remember the young lady's name, but she was talking about how she manifested her husband. You
Hmm.
remember?
Yeah,
And when
Jordan's
people,
mom.
right. So when you're talking about people with genuine interest together, we're spiritual people that also think about manifestation.
Yeah.
Why
yeah,
not create the space for that
Hmm.
person once we clear who we are?
Yeah.
And that's one thing this book talks about, to prepare women, to prepare men, to
Hmm.
understand how to communicate, of course, to express themselves, understand the values. That whole
Yeah.
value thing is
Hmm.
so important. So
Hmm.
we
yeah,
can try to push and help. We can't push everybody, but we have to make sure that people understand, if you can't sometimes get along with your brothers and sisters, what makes you think this is a whole different person that's not outside of
Yeah.
your family? You have to
Hmm.
learn them too.
Hmm.
yeah,
And so when we, in the process of learning, get to know it. Not, as I used to always say, skipping down lollipop lane, thinking everything is going to be everything's about
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
yeah,
You can fall in love. You can learn to love,
Hmm.
but you have to be able to know your worth, know what you want, and respect yourself as well as the other. Get respect. What
Hmm.
is the statement that people say? You have to earn respect. You
yeah,
know,
Hmm.
it doesn't come on a silver platter.
yeah.
So, Monique, what would you say? Could you give me some, just kind of like just not, you don't have to go in too much detail, but kind of like some just do's and don'ts that, of dating, like some do's and don'ts that you would say, just on a not to go too deep, but something that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, a couple of things that I notice happen, especially um, in in our culture,
Hmm.
especially right now, I find that people are attaching too quickly. They
Mm,
are jumping into relationships, after the first or the second date, and it's like the opportunities are just so scarce that people are dating out of desperation,
aspiration. Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know.
Hmm.
And I tell people you are single until you're married, you know, and you can't be 40 years old and you went to McDonald's twice and now you going steady. That's too much too quick. And You need to keep your options open. A lot of times dating is about numbers.
Mhm.
You need to kind of test the waters. You need to, have some experiences with lots of different people so that you can figure out what you like about them, and but before you make a decision.
Mhm.
But a lot of times people are very quick to, oh, he said he liked me, or she got a banging body, and so I'm not gonna find nothing better. Let me jump on this as soon as I can. And I think that that's a very destructive way to
Mhm.
choose a partner.
Yeah.
You want to interview enough candidates to find the right person.
Mhm.
Is one thing that I would say that is a big issue in Atlanta, um, especially for women. Um, Men seem to be much better at spreading it around, for better or worse.
Mhm.
But I do think that for women that's a big issue. I think that the other thing that I notice happens is that we get very caught up in the emotions very
Mhm.
early on,
Mm.
and you know we are almost kind of rushing towards I love you so desperately that we forget to focus on whether or not we like this person.
Mhm.
And I think that especially for um, people of color, we have
Mhm.
so much trauma,
Mhm.
and it's so easy to trauma bond with someone in these
Mm.
passionate,
Oh yeah.
love fest
Yeah.
relationships
Mhm.
that we need to kind of take love off the table in the
Mhm.
beginning. And we need to focus on, do I like this person? Do
Mhm.
I like their character? Do I like how
Mhm.
they make me feel? Do I like
Mhm.
myself when I'm around them?
Mhm.
You know, do I like their friends? Do I like their family?
Mhm.
When you start thinking about, do you like a person more so than, oh, am I in love with that
Yeah.
person? It
I
really
see that.
changes
Yeah.
the way
Perspective.
what you're paying attention to.
Mhm.
It's no longer about, ooh, they really turned me on, or they gave me that tingle down my spine. It's,
Mhm.
I don't know about this person's character. They seem to
Yeah.
lie to everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You
Exactly.
Yeah.
know, I
Exactly. Look at the
I don't know
character.
if I don't know if I want to be with this person because they seem really superficial about
Mhm.
everything.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Do you like the person? And I think I've had a lot of couples end up in my office after a year of marriage, and they realize I don't really like this person.
Yeah.
I thought they were sexy, you know,
Been there,
but
done that.
Let me ask, let me ask you something, Monique. So
Mhm,
when you let's go back to a little bit about letting people understanding what trauma bonding is. Let's
mhm.
talk a little bit
Mm.
about that.
Yeah.
When people pretend like they are, they think they are. What is trauma
Yeah.
bonding?
At the root of trauma bonding is that you recognize in that other person some of your own pain,
Mm.
right? You recognize some patterns that you have experienced, and the two of you are kind of drawn to each other like magnets because you both are kind of pictures for each other of something negative that is holding on to you,
Mm.
and that can be a very, very strong pull.
Mhm.
You have somebody who has some sexual trauma in their background, and they're drawn to somebody that, you know, is also wrapped up in that shame and guilt and that
Mm.
spiral of emotions because that feels like home to them. You know, it's like, oh yeah, we're kindred spirits in that way.
Mhm.
And that's usually not healthy,
Mhm.
you know?
Mhm.
So, yeah, and we have generation after generation after generation of trauma that often draws us to people that are toxic for us.
Yeah. 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 And just knowing, that's why I think there's even something thing like when people go to like therapy and stuff and
Mm-hmm.
like not therapy like the what do you call them like detox places, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of
Yeah.
stuff. What,
Oh, a lot of trauma
uh,
bonding. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, a lot of trauma bonding because everybody's sitting around, you know what I'm
Everybody's
saying,
got
and
to know.
opposite sex, and they all talk, yeah, this happened to me, this happened to me. Next thing you know, they sitting there, yeah, and then
Oh
they
yeah.
realize they all jacked up,
Yeah. Hooking up at the AA meeting. Yeah.
yeah, hooking up the
Oh,
AA
yeah.
meeting, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
exactly, exactly. But I mean,
Yeah.
and it's sad to say, but that same example you talk about, I see that all the time in the community. You know
Yeah.
what
Well,
I mean?
that's
It
what
might
they
be,
know. That's all they
yeah,
Yeah.
know.
exactly, yeah, that's all they know.
That's
Yeah.
all they
When
know.
That's all they
pain is
know.
when pain is the most familiar thing that you have from childhood, that's what you look for as an
That's
adult.
yeah, that's yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh
yeah.
yeah, I remember that feeling. That's
Mhm,
home.
Spirit
mhm.
connected.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, you,
And
mhm. Go
but I
ahead.
was just gonna say, yeah, I think that everybody who has some trauma, that
Mhm.
needs to be taken care of before you enter a relationship.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's not usually how we, move forward. It's like,
yeah.
oh, like Monster Ball, Halle Berry said it best, right? Make me feel
Correct.
good.
Yeah, it make me
It,
feel
it's
good.
not like
Make me feel
it's
good.
yeah. It's not like, okay, let me get myself together. No, it's look.
Yeah,
Let me
she just
just
said, "Let
do
me just
something to
feel
me
good."
so that I don't think about that right now.
Mhm.
And then you
So
have to be honest. What she was saying is also let me feel good. Yes, but is that where that person is? That may not be where you
Mhm.
are, but that's the other person may feel a certain way. So you gotta, just like Monique says, know what each of you guys want. Get to know each
yeah.
other and like
Mhm.
each
Mhm.
other.
Hmm.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
is your
And,
value? What are your character? What is it?
I think it's an interesting thing, like just dealing with the relationships and like just my personal experience right throughout, just looking at life. It's like just being like you said, Monique, liking somebody just from
Hmm.
who they are. It's a bonus if they
Yeah.
got big booty and all that good stuff they find. Yeah, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And it's great. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
daggone, like I think we've all been, in a situation we've seen, oh, that's her, that's him. Oh man, that's fine. And then you're like, oh, what the hell?
But what
God
you're
damn,
right.
yeah, let me get out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, you know, really getting to know somebody
Get to know them.
on the almost the cellular level. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Friends, that's the type of foundation that you can almost it's like you can almost build an unshakable bond. Like my parents, like my dad, my dad rest in peace, but my parents now since I'm older, I look at their relationship, yeah, of course they argue, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Like they argue a lot, but at the same time it's like they just sitting around chilling, talking.
Just chilling
Yeah.
and
Dad want
talking.
to, yeah, my dad want to watch the sports. My mom said, okay, they telling jokes and telling lies all throughout. You know what I'm saying? Just
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
on a
They're
cellular
friends.
level,
Yeah.
yeah, they're just like
You
this.
gel.
You
You
know what I
gel.
mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
like um, it's just amazing and it's interesting just because I think from because of their age
Hmm.
to a certain degree, I think that they had that type of
Yep.
some type of guidance to get that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
I think
mean?
it has to be in that area because I have to go even for my parents who were
Mhm.
married 57 years, and
Mhm.
even until they died, they would
Mhm.
sit. My father, 89 years old, would sit and
Mhm.
just talk to my mother at 87. I'm
Mhm.
like, what are
Mm.
you talking
Yeah.
about? Like, what could you possibly be talking about? But they would just be sitting there like, and it would just
Mhm.
finish each other's sentence and
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, I need something like that. Something we could
Yeah.
just sit and just what at 80 something
Mhm.
years old and just do
Mhm.
that thing. That's
Yeah.
love and that's liking each other for that
Yeah.
long of a period of
Mhm.
Yeah.
time.
And
Yeah.
that's a
Yeah. Yeah.
blessing. I
Yeah.
wasn't fortunate enough to have that example from my parents. My parents
Mhm.
did not have an especially successful marriage, and
Mhm.
they ended up divorcing. But
Mhm.
but in the course of my own relationship, I have learned, okay, there are some things, because black women, we have the songs. We supposed to be the queen and we perfect, and
Mhm.
I'm the prize and he's fortunate to have me, and he
Mhm.
who finds a wife and all of that, yada yada yada, right? But I
Yada
had to
yada
do
yada.
some real soul searching, because there's some stuff
Mhm.
that I brought with me, some baggage that I showed up
Exactly.
with that I had to deal with. And
Yeah. Yeah.
most of us don't take the time to do that. And then
Mhm.
we come into the situation with all of our traumas, and
Mhm.
we we start looking for somebody to carry those bags for us.
Mhm.
And that's a lot of weight to bring into a relationship, and we
Mhm.
can't be authentic, and we can't have those really loving, friend friendly, authentic relationships
Mhm.
because the baggage is in the way. And so, yeah, sometimes you do need to go to therapy. You need to sit down with a professional and unpack that stuff so that you can um be a friend to your spouse. And most
Yeah.
of us, like I said, we don't learn that. And I wish that just like with being a parent, there are fundamental things you got to learn in
Yeah.
order to really do it well.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Like you said, it goes back earlier. It's just knowing that there's resources and that you have these resources and people like you, both y'all, and not it only it's like twofold with y'all because you deal with the people, but also you deal with the relationships,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the family relationships, all, and it's all and but dating, you got to date and you got to get to the point where you can meet somebody to build a
Yeah.
family. You know what
Exactly.
I'm saying?
Exactly.
Right.
So so can you tell us some more about like number one? Oh, we had I put it in the chat here. Let me see. Actually, let me pull it up here. Let me see if okay, it did. I'm gonna keep it
Look,
up here.
boot camp. We
That
talking about boot camp.
yeah, I want to hear. Yeah, this boot camp. This joint sound fun because
So
y'all talking
remember,
about.
before she starts talking about it, I want you to know what she's getting ready to say regarding this boot camp, men and women learning. And I can definitely say, remember how she was saying in therapy that we sometimes have couples, but a lot of times we separate the couples, don't we? And we
Hmm.
like, let's check the woman out and let's check the man out. Then you bring them together because just like she was saying, there's so much baggage that people are carrying. Even on these dating sites, you don't know who you're getting. With this,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to get to see the person for real in all
Yeah.
aspects and then interact with them live,
Hmm.
Yeah.
not through behind the
Oh,
camera, behind whatever. This is what you do. Just tell them a
I
little bit.
will say that after the end of this 8 weeks, we're analyzing these folks. And so if you're
Hmm.
fortunate enough to meet somebody who went through this 8 week boot camp with you,
Yeah.
yeah, we've done the psyche valve. So you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
gonna
Yeah.
you know you're not gonna end up with a catfish at the end of this because we running background checks. So
Yeah.
but yeah, like Melissa was saying, some people have kind of, they seem like they have this gift, or they're just really lucky and they meet people, these great people.
Hmm.
But you know, I really want people to understand that that is a skill. There are
Hmm.
people who learn the techniques to manifest. They learn to
Hmm.
be positive.
Yeah.
They learn
Yeah.
to attract a certain level of person.
Hmm.
And it's not that they're just
Yeah.
lucky. It's
Yeah.
like they learn these social skills
Yeah.
that allow them to be seen and heard and available to a certain caliber of mate.
Hmm. Yeah.
And so part of what we want to introduce to people in this dating boot camp is to really understand that process. Is there's some people that just are really good at flirting. They seem to walk in a room and everybody looks at them. That's not because they're the most beautiful person. That's because they have some social skills.
Hmm.
They know how to adjust their body language.
Hmm.
They know how to shift their energy in a room in order to uh, be attractive to the kind of person that they want to be attractive to. And
Hmm.
so that's a skill that we're going to work with people to
Mm.
help them to harness, that ability. Um, it's kind of one of the things. And then having the confidence and the communication skills to initiate those first conversations, how to navigate some of the online dating protocols, and how to communicate what you want in ways that it can be receptive to other people.
Yeah. So, um, like online dating. Like, can you kind of yeah, can you kind of? I mean, because I'm gonna tell you something straight up. I remember, I remember, I was at the my karate dojo one time, and one of the younger dudes, some years ago, he told me he was like, I went to the Tinder app. I was like, okay, all right, cool, right? But and when he was talking about it, he was pretty much explaining how all it was just a hookup app. He was
Yeah.
younger. He was in probably his
Yeah.
late 20s. And they weren't looking for that. I mean, he would literally like, oh, he would tell me stories. I'm like, there's an app for that. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
was like, good gracious, like, so, like, could you kind of talk about the right ways, I guess you should say, to deal with online dating and your overall
Well, once
your, oh,
again,
mhm,
online dating is about what people are looking for. So, with
uh-huh,
your friend telling you about Tinder, what was it that he or she looking for?
mhm,
And if you're
you
trying
got
to,
it.
because some people are looking for a hookup and then there are other people, but understand why you're on there. Some people, I've heard women say, oh, I just need to get a date and, something to eat. To
Mhm.
me, I
Yeah,
should
yeah,
tell the
yeah.
man, I was like, well, before you even start that, and I'm gonna probably get fussed at about saying what I'm getting ready to say.
Mm,
But why are you spending $100, $200 on somebody that you just met for the first time?
mhm.
Get to know them, see if you like them, if they really like you, and get
Mhm.
to know their character. Because if they're just coming for food, you're just out of $100 or $200.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do
And
that. I was man. Just saying.
well, how look? I guess it depends on your income, but
Well, yeah, but I'm just
yeah.
saying. But at
But I do think that when it comes to online dating,
the,
there are the problem with online dating is that it is people, right? And people are going to take advantage of what comes easy. And if
yeah,
you can dial a date, if you can, swipe right for coochie, then, yeah, you're going to take advantage of that. And I think that it really promotes abuse because when
Yeah.
something is easily accessible and you have too much of it,
Mhm.
then yeah, you start to abuse that thing. And so I think that old fashioned dating, and
Mhm.
I'm probably biased because I missed most of the dating apps and that experience, but
Me
I
too.
think that you have to be careful about what image you project
mm-hmm,
on online dating, because I think that now women are so busy trying to compete with Kim Kardashian that they're projecting something that they don't want to project.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that men are so busy trying to demonstrate that they're an alpha or they have money, that
Mhm.
they're projecting this image that yeah, I can buy you a meal. I can
Mhm.
right,
get you that
right,
$200 dinner. Right. When really what they want to be projecting is I can be an authentic human being
Yeah.
and I can be loving, but that's not
Mhm.
what they're showing. And so both
Mhm.
people are over here, one showing that they have something to sell, and the other person is saying they got something that they want to buy something, but that's not authentically what either one wants.
Everybody's fronting.
everybody
Everybody's
Everybody
fronting.
fronting.
well,
Yeah.
Everybody's what is the representative? Everything.
Right.
Everybody. But see, that's the thing. It's like
I'm
if
not
you don't
seeing
even
you on
know.
the yard stream, by the way. I don't see us
Huh?
on yard stream.
Oh, you know what? You're right. um. Uh.
I was like, just letting you know.
It's like, wait a minute, Monique. He's like, it's
Monique,
all,
I
it's,
see
it's her
Monique.
show.
It's
It's her
her,
show.
it's
What you talking about?
Yeah.
It's her show. But yeah, even if again, if you're not even taught that, that's even a part of it in your own. Not. I'm sorry. Let me backtrack because a lot of people don't even know that they're dealing with that representative. You know what I'm saying? That they're coming to this 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 dating situation full on with the representative. I mean, could you just all of us here, all the people watching, whatever, could you imagine if two individuals authentically were able to come together and be like, all right, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I like, what do you feel about that? You know what I mean? But like, it sounds so, you know, simple, but at the same time, it seems like we made it so hard just to do
Yeah.
something that simple.
Yeah.
You
because it
know,
was easy for people to be, I mean, so when you're saying that, it's easy for people to show that representative when you're behind the screen, when you
yeah,
haven't met
exactly.
a person. You can be
Right.
whoever you want to be
Mm-hmm.
and not be the real person. So your
Yeah.
representative is always present. But
Mm-hmm.
this workshop is going to allow a person to not only get the proper coaching for dating,
Mm-hmm.
but, or what they think they may know about it, but they're going to actually go out on dates. You're going to
Yeah.
interact with people
Mm-hmm.
and learn how to interact and be authentic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's this is a trip because I just think about so many shy people, like straight up shy people, like that
Yep.
really could benefit from this just because they don't they wouldn't have the confidence. They wouldn't even know where to start dealing with this. But if you have confidence
Yeah.
of like, this is what I know how what I should say to this individual or, whatever the case may be, it's a whole different ball game, dealing with dating because at least you have a game plan, you
Yeah.
Exactly.
know, you
Exactly.
know,
And
And I
get help if you have questions. There are other people who will be there, and you may listen to their story and learn something from their story.
mhm,
yeah. Yeah. And another thing that this workshop is designed to do is, yeah, you have those people who have been in long term relationships that are new to this new dating scene. You have people who are introverts and just aren't good at necessarily socializing, or
mhm,
they're shy and they're uncomfortable with, you know, the dating app situation and they don't know how to approach someone in real life. In the workshop, we kind of are breaking that ice for people because again, you're getting 8 guaranteed dates,
yeah,
right? And for a lot of people, that's very unusual for them is to have a date every weekend and to
mhm,
have consistent people that they're hanging out with and they're dating with. And
mhm,
so we're kind of that guaranteed wingman that's going to take you out to these locations and walk you through
mm,
Yeah,
how to really be
dang,
in the world, right? How to
yeah,
be outside the right way and attracting the right kind of attention. And you don't have to be out be out here one by yourself trying to navigate these apps and you know or you're getting advice from your best girlfriend who's wonderful, but all she can do is do a twerk video with you and set you up for
mhm,
another failed
mhm,
relationship.
oh
yeah,
you
wow,
know so we have professional guidance. We have coaches that are single that have been on the apps. We have coaches that are successfully in navigating long-term relationships. And so we can kind of help guide the behaviors so that, and you can get feedback. You have other single men in the group saying, okay, well, when I look at your profile, this is what we really think.
yeah,
mhm,
Or when we saw
yeah,
you come
yeah,
out today to the club or to the activity that's planned, this is how you came across. And so you get that feedback from other
mhm,
people who are also trying to navigate this dating process in ways that you normally wouldn't have access to. So I'm super excited about the workshop.
it
yeah.
I
sounds
know
awesome.
that it's going to bless some single people.
Yeah, it sounds awesome.
I know that it's going to set people up for relationships in the right way. And I think that the few people that have an opportunity to really be in this cohort are going to get more than their money's worth
Mhm.
from investing in themselves and their potential to really find a good relationship.
This is like the antidote for all the venom that we've been seeing spewed from all those people, these record labels putting out
Yes.
all this songs of independent woman and I don't
Yeah.
need a man and even the gangster
Right.
rap calling women hoes and all this kind of stuff. This is to combat that stuff this all this
Yes.
whole just the whole concept. This is brilliant. I'm gonna tell you this straight up. Like if I'm somewhere and I'll go back and find a time machine. You know what I'm saying? I might go ahead and try to
Yeah.
use go back to this time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? To get that knowledge. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like because it's real. This is so real when it comes to dating and oh my god, man, this is what y'all people.
Yeah.
y'all people need this. Single
Yes,
people
yes, yes.
need it.
And
You
be
know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
safe and make sure you're safe. This is a safe
Yeah,
environment. When you go
exactly,
Yeah.
out on
exactly.
these dates from these online apps, you
Yeah,
don't
Yeah.
know who you're getting. Just like you
yeah,
said,
for
the
real.
representative, you cannot be safe
Yeah,
sometimes. But this, we are vetting people
yeah.
Yeah.
and we know what we're trying to get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So get the coaching. I'm excited. I'm super
Mm-hmm.
excited about it because we have a lot of different things
Yeah,
that
this
we're
is
going to
awesome.
cover. We got eight
Yeah.
weeks, a lot of good information,
Yes.
and you get a chance to speak your mind and ask questions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So if y'all like y'all said, if y'all coming to this, be prepared to be vetted. No low lifes or creeps or bums. No, y'all are not allowed to come.
Yes, and
Yeah.
look,
Yelling,
wait,
we
wait,
gonna
wait,
we'll get put out. You know what I'm saying? So
wait.
you
But
know what I'm saying. So
unlike,
don't even think about it.
wait a minute.
But
Yeah.
Unlike the other online, the Facebook dating and everything, the price is gonna get kick some of those people.
oh, I
Well,
mean,
If you
like she said earlier, like this,
oh,
they're gonna save money from this. This
okay,
price gonna if they're gonna
online,
hey,
save money.
a
You
divorce is
know,
expensive.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So is going getting a lawyer. So is going to court. Going to you know what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Yeah.
Going to the hospital. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
no,
Getting
exactly.
bailed out
Getting
after,
bailed out.
yeah.
You know what I'm
And it's
saying. This is
almost what is it
you
like
know what I'm saying. Look,
$50
like
pretty
It's
you
much
said,
$50 a week. It's
$50.
$50 a week
$50 a week.
to join our boot camp. But that includes all your food and activities.
Man,
So you're getting the workshop, you're getting the activities, you're getting the camaraderie, you're getting the
hmm
rest of the group, and you're spending $50 a week.
you can't even go to Chick-fil-A on a date with that.
Not at
You can't
all.
even. That's a
Not unless you by yourself.
you
And
know what
look,
I'm saying.
that
Straight up. So
that's the
shoot.
problem. We don't want to be
Yeah,
by ourselves.
exactly.
And I just want to say, everybody keeps talking about this independent women and she
Uh
don't need a
oh.
man. It's been raining all week, and I promise you, I had a flat tire. I need a man. I
No, I
don't
know
know
that's
what I
right.
would have done if I couldn't have hollered out, "It's something wrong with my tire," and he was like,
Yeah,
"Go on back in the house."
yeah, yeah.
That's it.
Exactly.
Anybody who say they don't need a man ain't never had one. They are good.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, and vice versa. Same
That's
thing with a
it.
yes,
female. You know what I'm saying? Like the same thing with a female. Because y'all are there, the nurturers, the
The
mother. I'm gonna tell you.
nurturing, that's right. A woman has that
hmm
nurturing
I'm gonna tell you,
touch.
man. And a
Hmm.
lot of people, truth be told, a lot of people have not experienced a real good woman.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Bingo.
yeah,
Bingo.
yeah,
Or man, but I'm talking
They
about women
haven't experienced a
specifically.
good man or a good woman.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Experience.
So their view or their perspective, I mean, their perception of a good man might be somebody that just, something so superficial, so low on
yeah,
the scale of things that,
yeah,
man, you know,
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
what happens when they meet a truly, genuinely good guy, you
Right,
know,
Yes.
right,
or
right.
good lady, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah,
tell people all the time, it's like, like even my circle of people, like I have an amazing, y'all included, amazing circle of people around me because they're just genuine, beautiful people, and you can find that in your
yeah,
mate,
That's it.
yes,
You can.
you know,
Because
and
you
that's
absolutely.
what this is
it's
going to help
inside of
y'all
yourself.
do.
It's inside of yourself.
Yeah,
When
Yeah,
people get,
yeah,
a lot of times when people say, "Oh, I keep getting the same different people," you got to find out what's in yourself to be able, and what lessons you have to learn from that. Are you selfish? Are you trying to learn to be selfless? What is it?
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
okay, all right. So, well, now I do have it up on. Let me see if I can scroll it down a little bit
Got
so
it
you
up
can actually see.
there.
No,
Let's see
actually,
what.
you know what, Hans? Let me see if I can do this. Bear with me.
Yes.
Let me see. Okay, there we go. So that is the website right there, that you
and
need to go to.
and it starts Februarth 14th. So Monique,
Oh,
tell them what do they have to do. That's coming around the
yeah.
corner
Let's yeah.
for
Yep.
Let's talk
Valentine's
about.
Day.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
Tell
So
us what
if
we
you
gotta
want to
do.
guarantee yourself a date for Valentine's Day,
Oh.
you log in and you go to comprehensivefamilycare.org/SSB, Secret Sauce Boot Camp, and click the registration link. It's going to give you an opportunity to go ahead and sign up. You fill out the form, you pay the $3.99, and that's going to secure you a spot in the 8 weeks. Now, we will continue to register folks after the 14th. If we're until we're completely booked up, we have a few slots left,
You saw
but But go ahead and secure your spot now, and we will roll out the schedule of what the activities and the workshops will be once you're registered. We're not going to share any of those things publicly because we do want to respect everyone's privacy. But once you're registered, you will get more information about the layout of the activities and where we'll go, and who the other people will be, and like I said, just try to get um, uh, your seat in the group as soon as possible. Before we wrap up, though, I do want to just say I am being featured on an episode of Smothered. It's a show on TLC, and it will air next week. So if you watch reality TV, look for me on Smothered. My episode airs on tomorrow night.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. Tomorrow, smothered.
Yes.
Now, what is smothered? That's a relationship.
Smothered is a show about mothers who are overly clingy with their children, and a lot of it is infringing on their relationships. And so I am on the show as a relationship therapist.
Therapist.
And
Yeah.
you also did another relationship therapy coaching on TLC, right? Or did
No,
you? Or is that the only? That's the one you were
that's the
talking
one that I did. Yeah.
about.
Oh,
Okay.
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 Yeah.
Well, I'm excited about that. We definitely that's
So
on
Yes.
TLC
Yes.
tomorrow night at 9, right?
Yes, I think so.
I already have in the description. I have the link. It's the first thing I put up the link. So when y'all go to any of these where it's put up, just click that first link. It'll take you
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
directly to this, you know. And please, all y'all single folks, take this podcast, share it, all them. Say, look, y'all need to
Yep.
link up with
I need
Monique
to link up.
because
That's
y'all,
it.
Yeah.
y'all.
And men don't be
Exactly.
scared trying to
Uh huh.
pretend,
Hmm.
and
Don't
act
have a
like, oh
solo
no, I
want to
got
be
all
Quit
the
with.
fronting.
honeys. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
lie
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
yourself. Come on,
Yeah,
get
quit
these
fronting.
lessons.
Yep, yep. Then you instead of getting all the honeys, you get that right honey that you
Right.
can,
There you go.
you know what I'm saying,
Right.
and you can,
Quality over
Absolutely.
quantity.
quantity.
There we
Right.
Exactly.
go.
You know what I'm
Quality
Right.
saying?
over quantity.
You know.
Yeah. And I mean,
So
I all jokes aside, I think a good relationship is is the closest thing to divinity that we can find.
yeah.
I mean, that's the true, when you have a truly intimate connection with somebody and you
Hmm.
really know that you're loved, that is the best medicine for everything.
Yeah.
And so, that's what we're trying to build, is we're trying to equip people to have that level of divine love that you're just like, okay,
Mm.
we gonna die holding hands and
Yeah.
looking into
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other's
Yeah. Yeah.
eyes.
Yeah.
That's what we want to. That's what we want to build, and we want to create
Hmm.
more of that in our community because that's gonna heal a whole lot of hurt.
Yeah. This definitely is a good start of what you got this boot camp. And so is this something that's going to you just going to keep on continuing, just going to keep
Yep.
on getting classes?
Yep.
And
Oh
she's
man,
gonna
this
do
is this is
one
awesome.
for singles. This is the single ones. And
Hmm.
then she'll
Yeah.
do the next one for couples
Like a flip flop.
and
Yeah.
flip
So
flop.
it'll
Okay.
it'll go back and forth. So
Okay.
once
Okay.
we'll have one for people who have already kind of matched up,
Hmm.
and they want to figure out, okay, we already see the wheels are starting to get wobbly on this thing. Let's go ahead and straighten it up right
Hmm.
away, right? So
This is
yes,
great.
yeah,
This is great. This is
but
excellent.
yeah,
Well,
so we're going to continue just registering people. And
hmm,
if this one gets totally booked out and you don't make it in, even though this will be a great Valentine's Day gift to yourself, we can put you on our waiting list for the next time that we do a singles round. But try to get in to this cohort, and we will try and squeeze as many folks in as we can.
there
Perfect.
you go. Y'all heard it here. I'm just happy. I thank y'all because I think this is genius. I mean, this is an amazing idea. Like you said earlier, it's a good way to, it's a good way to start healing in the community as far as just
Hmm.
dealing with relationships. We gotta combat all them, them gazillion dollars that they
Divorces
put in
and
and separating our
Yeah.
community and our relationships.
exactly.
We got to combat that, and this is a great, like I said, antidote for doing that. Keeping things really simple, safe, and inexpensive. You know,
Expensive, yeah.
it's perfect. Good
Yeah.
job, Monique.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
And
good job.
it's a lot of people on social media telling you what not to do. Don't believe them. Don't date them. If he can't pay, if he not this, if she not this, but I haven't seen a whole lot of people really teaching people what to do, you
Yeah,
know. How, and we get what's bad. Okay, show us how to make it right. And that's what we're
yeah.
trying to do.
There you go. I love it.
That's the perfect thing. Let's say that again, Monique. Say it again, because I don't think the audience heard
Like, I don't even remember what I
Yeah,
said.
what did she say? I know it was good, but I can't remember.
you. People focus always on what's bad and never
Yes,
Yeah,
focus
there
on
we
what's
go. There we
good.
go.
And this
yes,
is what we need to focus on.
Mhm.
Not telling
That's it.
absolutely.
people on social
Yes,
media saying, hey, this person is this, this person is
yes,
that.
Yeah.
What can
yes.
we do? Where is our solution focused right
Right,
here?
right.
Yep, you're right.
We
That's
You're
go.
right.
what we're talking about.
That's it.
Yes,
You're right. I remember now. All right.
Mhm.
Well, that's it for us. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to thank y'all. As y'all see, my partner in crime, Melissa here with me. I don't know. I might try to snatch up Monique too as my partner in crime on this podcast too
Yeah.
when we're dealing with some other subjects. So keep your eye out on your email,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
Monique.
okay, okay.
See if I can, see if we get our own smothered event thing going on.
Yeah,
But yeah, but this is beautiful. Polka Dot Rabbit podcast. I'm telling y'all understand, and behind the scenes things brewing. But 2024, we're gonna talk about everything underneath the sun. That's who the polka dot. People want to ask me who the polka dot rabbit podcast. He's not a he or she or the animal that creep that mascot. You know, that mascot is not the elephant in the room. It's that
Mhm.
polka dot rabbit in the room. And you got to
Mhm.
follow the rabbit for the information. You know what I'm
There you
saying?
go.
The
mm-hmm.
polka
Go
dot
ahead.
rabbit podcast. Follow the polka dot rabbit because we're gonna get you to the right information, the right knowledge. You know what I'm saying? The right people to teach you. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're here to heal. Like I said from the beginning, we're here to help heal humanity because if we all can work together and have a positive outlook collectively, we can change the reality of this planet. And
Amen.
I'd much rather live in a planet with peace, love, and happiness as opposed to the mayhem we see today. So that's what we got
Amen.
to do.
Gotcha.
hmm That's it.
Yep,
But that's it
yep.
for us. Go to polka.rabbitpodcast.com, pick up the book. That's it. Besides that, also go to Monique. Yep, there you
Sign
go.
up.
Put it up
Sign up
there.
the
Yep,
secret
The
it's
sauce.
secret
on
sauce.
my
You
book
got a
is on
secret sauce?
Amazon. You can
hmm
search for Monique Knight and you'll
hmm
find my book.
That's it. Look it
Okay.
up. That's it.
Yeah. And we're
We
gonna
out
see
of
you on
here.
the 14th. We got make
Oh
sure
Yep,
that
yeah, go ahead.
February 14th sign up before that. Get that in. Go to the website comprehensivefamilycare.com.org. Click on it and
slash
sign up.
SSB. Yep.
SSB. Yep. And also, please, the people that are watching, follow, like, and share. All your single folks, even if you're single, follow this. Follow, like, and share. Share this information, especially this thing, and
Hmm.
get you to
Yep.
so we can get
Sign
it
your
to.
children up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Real talk.
All your single
All your
daughters and all
single
your single sons.
yes.
Oh, I ain't think about that. Oh,
Yes.
yeah,
Give
good
it to them
idea.
for Valentine's Day. Look,
That's it.
baby, we
Oh man.
we don't want you bringing nothing wrong home.
Yeah, yeah, say that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
All right, February 14th. All the links are here. Contact Monique. You know what I'm saying? And hey, this is gonna be amazing. And again, thank
Yep.
y'all both. And that's it. That's it for us. Peace and love,
Okay.
Okay.
everybody. We out of here.
Bye.
Bye.